made a mistake. I keep it straight with you. I was incapable of keeping away from you.
Hi. It's been a while. It's been like 5 months. It's been a long time. So I put a little poll or like questionnaire up on my Instagram, and then I even asked on Snapchat what you guys wanted to see. It was either working at Applebee's, an experience, or like my experience working at Applebee's, or it was my paranormal experiences. Guess which one won? Paranormal experiences. So, I'm like tripping out right now because I have to film this, and something like just happened like 2 nights ago, 3 nights ago, and I'm like still tripping about it, and I'm having like insomnia, like fucking thinking about it, and I'm dead pretty much. Like I'm gonna die. Like today's like my last day on earth. Like so I guess like we'll just get right into the video, and because it's like fucking a minute and a half and I haven't started anything, so let's go ahead and just like dive in to the video. So I don't have like any notes or like anything written down or anything, so I'm just gonna start with like experiences that I remember and pray to God that like nothing happens in my room while talking about it, because as some of you guys like might know, like talking about it draws the energy out, and it's like scary as fuck. I'm so scared to film this video. Oh, okay. Let's get into the video. So scared to film. I feel like something's gonna happen, or like something's gonna like pop up behind me, and I'm like so fucking scared. I'm like tripping myself out, bro. We'll just get started, I guess. So at my old house, like a lot of like crazy shit would happen, and one of the things that I remember my mom talking about is she woke up one time in the middle of the night. Hold on, let me move you guys and like have me be like center. There we go. She woke up one night and she looked over. Oh, well, backstory, like it was at my house, like an actual house. The next couple things happened in like an apartments. So this was like in a house about, let's say like 6 years ago, some around that like time range. And I was, let's see, I'm like 19 now, so probably about like when I was like 12, 11, 13, around that area. And my mom had looked over, and over my stepdad, I'm like already hearing shit, oh my God. Like over my stepdad, she saw like this figure, and it wasn't like good either. It was like a negative, like bad spirit. I'm gonna pray real fast, like before I get into anything, you know. So as I was saying, like my mom had looked over and saw something standing over my stepdad. Nothing good. It was all negative, and she described it as like a dark figure. Obviously, it was going to be negative. It was going to be not of light and love, you know. And so she explained it to me as like a body standing there looking over him as he was asleep. So this was in the middle of the night, like 3, 4 a.m. the devil hour or whatever. And she described it as like a cone shaped like head, but like a normal human body. So like that was really odd to me, but she said that she pulled the covers up over her head and started like praying to God, and like less than a minute, she like passed out. So like I completely believe her, because the next week, like the following week, and the only reason why I remember that like time span is because I wrote it down in like my notes on my phone, and I was really into that stuff back then. And my family, I understand when I say this, y'all are gonna like preach about me, or not about me, but like preach to me like down in the comment section, like, oh my god, like why'd you do that, like that's so stupid. Okay, whatever. To be honest, I really don't care. But my family like brought in a Ouija board and started like playing with it, you know, and started like playing it, and they didn't like close it out. So that's where, well, they closed it out, but like not the correct way. I guess like you're supposed to say goodbye and like do like circles or something on the board and then go to goodbye, something like that. But if you guys know how to close out a Ouija board, like let me know. It's not like I'm gonna play it or anything, because I love that. But they were playing it and they moved it around and everything, and it was just like, it was super sketchy. So like a week or so later, I was in my room, I was asleep, and my two stepsisters were with me, and I was sleeping in the middle. And my one of my stepsisters like woke up and looked to like my door, and the way my door was it was like my door and then like a small little wall and then my closet, and like on that little wall was like the light switch and like the switch for the fan and like my closet light and stuff like that. So she looked over at that wall and she saw the same figure, but standing in my room. So that was really scary to hear like the next morning. And I was tripping for like for the next like month or so. And I told my mom, and she told my mom, and it was so fucking scary, bro. There's that experience, like those couple experiences that had happened in my house. Oh, I should also probably mention, like, we had someone come, like, bless our house and, like, sage our house and play Christian music around our house and put prayers all over the house. And we had, like, Indian tribe stuff that were in our house from, like, the previous owners. And I guess, like, Indian stuff can, like, bring in negative energy or something like that. I don't know the whole, like, ordeal around that, so if you know, leave that down in the comments. Like, educate me, because I'm like a dumb bitch. But just let me know, because like I've heard stuff like that, like, oh my god, like that's negative energy, and that can like pull in demons, even if, or like negative energy, even if like they're not accepted into the house. So moving on from that, those are only like two scary like paranormal coincidences that happened like in my house within like a week and a half so span of time. Moving on to my apartment, but like before the one that I'm living in now, so about 5 or 6 years ago. Moving on to that apartment, so there was one night when my parents had left and I was home alone, and it was only for like a couple hours. I was sitting in the living room on the couch, and the way this apartment was set up was you walk through the door and you're immediately standing in the living room. So it was our couch, and then we had a coffee table and then our TV, and right behind the TV was a wall, and right behind the couch was a wall, and right behind that wall was my bedroom. And then you would walk, and once you get past like the living room section, it was the kitchen, or it was the dining room and then the kitchen. And then we had like a little hallway, and that was my parents' bedroom. And then like you would turn to your right from standing in the kitchen or in the dining room. I'm so sorry. Like, I don't even know the old layout of my house. You would stand in like that little hallway, and then to your left would be a bathroom, and then what I just said behind the wall from the couch would be my room. So I was sitting on the couch and I was watching TV. I was watching a football game. I think it was a Cardinals game or something like that. And all of a sudden I hear my TV in my room go on and the lights start to flicker. So that like creeped me out a lot. So I called my mom and I told her what was happening, and I was like crying, and I was waiting outside of my house because I wasn't going in there alone. And so, oh, that scared me. My nephew started crying and I was like, oh my God. But that started happening. And so I called my mom and I was like freaking out. I was crying and like my face was red and like puffy. My eyes were swollen. My eyes were like bloodshot red. Like it was so fucking scary, dude. And so, oh my God, I'm like cursing like so much in this video. Like forgive me, you know. Why did I even say that? But that happened. And then my mom said a couple things happened to her in that apartment, but like I can't for the life of me remember what they were. So I'm gonna move on to like this apartment that I'm living in now. So this apartment I've been living in for a good like 5 years, 5 or 6 years, something like that. Don't like quote me on my time, because like I'm really bad at like telling this happened then, this happened here, and that happened like now, you know what I mean? So I'm like really bad at that, so like don't pay attention to like anything I'm saying. So in this house a lot of stuff happened in this house, and we believe that like my stepdad like brings negative energy and like stuff like that. It's like really bad, like but when he's here, like we have a whole lot of stuff happen. But when he's not here, we're fine, like nothing happens. Also, I should probably tell you guys, like he's a truck driver on the road, so like when he's here, that's what I mean, like he comes home, and then when he leaves, like he's working. But let's start with like what happened a couple months ago. So what happened a couple months ago, my mom had made like chocolate chip cookies or like something like that, and she put some on the plate, some on like a plate for me and Isaac, or for Isaac and I, for like you grammar freaks or like fucking whatever, for Isaac and I. And my mom asked me like, hey, did you eat like any of the cookies that were on that tray or little plate? And I said no. And so I asked Isaac, and I was like, did you eat any of those? Like, did you bring any in my room and like eat them or whatever? And he said no. And so we both like looked at my mom and we were confused, and we were like, why? Like, what are you talking about? And she goes, 4 or 5 of those are gone. And Eli didn't eat them. Eli's my nephew. Eli didn't eat them. She didn't eat them. I didn't eat them. Isaac didn't eat them. And those were the only 4 people in the house at the time. So they were like gone. They weren't on the tray. They like nothing. Like we have no idea where they went. Like it was scary when she told me that, because I was like, oh my God. But she was like, well, there's no way that they could just disappear like that. Like that's even what I thought. I was like, there's no way. Like I don't care what anybody says. Like you ate them. Like stop messing with me. Like go about your day. You know what I mean? But that happened. And then one night Isaac came over and he was about to leave. And my mom like walked him and I out because we were talking or whatever. And we stood in like the arch of the kitchen kind of. So I'll explain to you how like this house is set up. So you walk in, and then on the little wall in front of my door, there was a whiteboard. Keep that in mind, because that's going to come in the next thing that I tell you. Or the next little like section of the story that I tell you. So there's a whiteboard on the wall, and then there's a kitchen, and then our dining room, and you look to your like right, but like kind of like diagonal almost, and there's our living room. And you look, and then there's an archway, and the first door you see is gonna be my mom's room, and then we have a long hallway, and the door to your left is the bathroom, and my room is to the right. And then we have like 2 sliding doors, which is for the laundry room. So there's that. And we were standing in like the little arch that is like going into the kitchen, and no vents, no fan, no door was open, no windows were open, no breeze, no nothing. A plastic bag just flew off the counter. No windows, no vents, no nothing, like nothing. We didn't breathe at it or like towards it, like there was no movement, and we were not talking because, well, we weren't talking because like someone finished talking. We were waiting for someone to like respond. I don't remember like what we were talking about though. But a bag just flew off the counter casually, you know, just letting us know that the presence is there. But there's that. And then the thing that happened a couple nights ago, dude, this was tripping me out. So Isaac was about to leave. Again, it was probably about like 11:30 when we went out into the living room, and my mom and him were talking, and I was like sitting on the couch, and like my mom was sitting in the recliner, and Isaac was standing in the arch in front of my mom's door. If you guys remember like how it said it was set up, it was the arch, and then my mom's door, and then the long hallway, bathroom, my room, laundry room. So he was standing in the arch in like the hallway, and we were talking, and we were talking about like our experiences, about everything that I just told you guys, and like some more stuff. And then when Isaac started talking about like his grandma knowing like when people are going to pass away soon, or talking about like their last days, I'm about to start crying. Our whiteboard like literally like flew off the wall, and on the whiteboard there was a Bible verse, and when the whiteboard flew, it didn't just like go straight, like it went up and then down, but it like turned around and then landed face down with the Bible verse on the floor. I started crying. Isaac was freaking out. My mom was like used to it because she's like used to this crazy fucking shit. And that's like the first time I've ever like witnessed something like that happen. But I was like looking at Isaac, but I could see out of my peripheral vision, like I could see it, and there was no doors open, there was no vents, there was no like windows open, air wasn't blowing at all. We were just sitting there talking, having like a calm conversation. And the way it fell was like there was force behind it, like someone threw that shit. And Isaac didn't leave until like 1 or 1:30 in the morning, and he, mind you, was gonna leave at 11:30. So there's that. That night when Isaac got home, or before Isaac got home, but after he left my house, my mom left the TV on. She left the light on in the laundry room to have it like shine in her room and shine a little bit in my room. And I slept with my door open that night. I didn't go to sleep until around 3 o'clock. My heart was racing, like I was having an anxiety attack before I went to bed. I felt like I was hyperventilating, like it felt like my head was like off my body, like going in and out of like not sleep, but like focus almost. I had my flashlight on all night. I was playing Christian music like all freaking night, bro. And dude, I was so scared. Isaac got home. He called me. I let him know like what's going on. Like, we're sleeping with the lights on, TV's on, my door's open, not locked, not shut, nothing. And so like that happened, and Isaac fell asleep at like 2 or 1:30, something like that. No. Isaac left at 1:56. And I remember because I looked at the time when I came in my room. He left at 1:56 and got home around he left at 12:56 and got home around like 1:10, like 1:13, something like that. Because he called me on FaceTime and he was like, "Are you okay? Like, are you good?" And I was like, "Yeah, like I'm fine, whatever. Like, I'm just scared." So Isaac fell asleep around like 1:45, 2 o'clock. I didn't go to bed until like 3. And like I was saying, like I was hyperventilating. I was like freaking myself out. Like I was hearing little noises and I was like not in the right headspace. I was frozen for like an hour before I even went to bed because I was so scared that if I moved, like something else was gonna happen. So I was frozen, like I was terrified, dude. And like I didn't know what to do. So like every time I would move after like that hour had passed, I would turn on my flashlight and just make sure that like I was safe and like I was good in my room, even with the door open and with the lights on. Like I would turn on my flashlight and I would move and get comfortable, and then I would turn it off again because I would go to FaceTime. But there's that. And like during the night, like before I went to bed, I felt like a sharp pain on my right shoulder. And I didn't look, and I was too scared to look to see if there was like a scratch or anything, but I just felt it again, like talking about this story. Like that's great, you know? And that's what reminded me to like say, like I felt a sharp pain on my shoulder, but I'm too scared to look to see if there's a scratch, because if there is, I already said, like, no evil presences are welcome in this house in the name of Jesus. And dude, my life is crazy, dude. Ew, why do I keep saying dude? Like, ew, like, shut the fuck up. Like, do I know any other, like, words? Like, hello? But, oh my god, I'm gonna start crying, dude. It happened, like, the other day, and, like, I'm getting, like, literally goosebumps talking about it. But, the following morning, I only got, like, 3 hours of sleep because my nephew came in and, like, jumped on me because my door was open, and usually it's not open, like, it's shut and locked, so he can't get in here because he likes to come in and, like, mess with my makeup and stuff like that. So I, like, shut it and lock it, and then when I would, like, go out of my room, I would, like, obviously unlock it and go out and, like, hang out with him or whatever. So he came in and jumped on me at, like, 6. So I only got 3 hours of sleep, and that day at work, I closed, and I was so tired, and I just wanted to leave. But, yeah, so that's the most recent, like, paranormal experience that I had. Every day, like, since then, I'm still scared, but, like, it almost feels normal. I don't know if that makes me sound, like, crazy. I don't know if I'm just, like, a psychotic fucking bitch. Dude, I don't know. But, like, pray for me. Like, not even joking. Like, because if something could have, like, that much force to throw something off a wall, girl, who knows, like, what else is gonna happen. My heart is, like, racing, and, like, my eyes are, like, wanting to tear up so bad. But there's some of my paranormal experiences. If you guys want to, like, see some more and like hear some more experiences, just let me know down below. If you haven't already, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. Let me know down below. Follow my Instagram, follow my Twitter. I think that's the other thing I have that's on there. And then add me on Snapchat. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, so like I'm gonna end the video. Okay, actually, I'm just gonna say like it feels really good to like be back and like doing YouTube, and oh my god, it feels really good because like now I have like a place to talk to, or something and someone to talk to, you know. This week is gonna be really hard. Isaac is leaving for college on Wednesday, and he's like my best friend, so I feel like I'm losing my best friend, and like I'm losing my other half. I don't want to start crying, so like I'm gonna go. Like I said, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, add me on Snapchat, follow my Instagram and my Twitter, and I should be back next week. I'm gonna post one video a week now, so yeah, subscribe. My next video, I'm either going to be doing, I only eat a certain color of food for the entire day, or like for 24 hours or whatever, or I'm going to be doing my experience working at Applebee's. I'm going to post another poll on my Instagram and on my Twitter. Maybe just my Instagram, but like follow me to find out. But yeah, so there's that. All right, I'm gonna go because this video is like 30 minutes already. So like, thanks for tuning in, and like thanks for like not unsubscribing. Okay, bye.
I keep it straight with you. I was incapable of keeping away from you.